Hi, this is Harish here. Welcome to DB2 LUW Tips and Tricks video tutorial part 126. In this tutorial, this is not a tip, like this is more of a cautionary or precautionary thing that I'm going to talk about in this tip. I want the viewers to be aware or beware of the space gobbling blob boulders. Actually, I got this question as a comment in one of my earlier videos. Um so I'm just trying to respond to that comment here. Please subscribe to my channel in youtube.com/db2luw academy and my email db2academy@gmail.com. The scripts that I'm using and the data files that I'm using are freely available for download at db2luwacademy.blogspot.in. Now this is the problem scenario and the solution that I wanted to discuss in this tip. So we want to be aware of space gobbling blob objects. So if you have a table with blob column and there are a lot of transactional things happening, it could be a simple employee database with the resume or the photo or some other binary file. So you want to store that as a blob column in that table. So and there are like a lot of transactional things happening. So let's say there is insert, update, delete, like these kinds of activities are happening. And so once these kind of transactional changes are happening, there will be a lot of empty pockets that are created inside the table space, which are these like the data row might not be like really huge, but the blob column associated with it might be like 10 MB, 20 MB, or even 30 MB files. So if it is that way, so I'm just saying, I'm not saying it is that way, so it depends on the database, but what you're storing as blob columns. But if the average size is 10 MB or 20 MB, and if there are like 100,000 records, it becomes really huge. So what happens is all those empty pockets, they are still reserved for the same table only. The blob space that got allocated for a row is still reserved for that table use only. So even if you say alter table space and I want to lower the high water mark, you will not find much improvement in terms of reclaimable space. And even if you reorganize the table, it will not reclaim that blob space which got allocated in the first place, even if the record has been deleted. So that is a problem. So your mileage may vary, but I have done few test cases and it's actually not doing anything. So even if you do reorganize using temp table spaces with thereby you can specify where your long table space can be used, which long table space can be used for the reorganization. So even that option I tried and it's not working. So basically what I had to do was empty the table or drop the table. Drop the table sure shot works because you're dropping the entire object, so it kind of releases everything associated with that object. So drop table definitely like it works, but you might not be interested in drop table, so you can go for the empty table approach. So in both the cases, I mean, you see, if you are doing the drop table, obviously you need to create the table and again load some existing data, because of your insert, update, delete. Say out of 20 records, only 10 records are getting deleted. So you want to reclaim only those 10 records of space, right? So for that you are dropping the entire table. So which means that again you'll have to reload that 10 records, the balanced 10 records. So that overhead is there. So which one is the best approach? I mean, that I'm not saying like that, but there are a couple of options here. So one thing is you can drop the table or you can just empty the table. So empty table can be done using the truncate table command, and also there is one other method. You can use load from null device with replace option. So both of the things work, and I mean, obviously if you use a load command, there is a lot in terms of the, if it is a recoverable database, you need to take a backup, like you will have to use a non-recoverable load. So like that, those overheads are there. So I think even with the truncate table also, it's better to take a backup. So because I don't think truncate command also is getting extensively logged, so that could also be an issue. So any case, those overheads are there, but at least it will help you recover the space. And another thing is you can do is like you can use db2 dot utility and it can, the dart utility can run and it can suggest you in the much better ways of lowering the high water mark, and thereby if the table space high water mark gets lowered, obviously there will be whatever the remaining space are there, you can always recover that as reclaimable space. So you can run dart, but the dart utility comes with the issue like your database needs to be offline, or even if it is online you can still run because it is only for a specific table space you are running. But even if it is that case, I would still not suggest you to do so, because dart utility is doing a lot of low level architectural files and architectural changes. It will not architecturally change anything, but at least it will inspect the things and it's going to do some analysis and all those things. So I do not want to suggest using dart utility in an online database. If you can take it offline and you want to do the analysis, and for these specific table spaces, which it will go through all these extent maps, the EMP extends inside those table spaces, and it will suggest, it will kind of know what are all the objects in the table space, where and all it begins and where and all it ends. So it can do much better analysis and come back with some solutions like in terms of lowering the high water mark. Otherwise you can go with the empty table approach, which is like truncate table or load from null device, or you can just drop the table and reload the data. So all these options work. Okay, so here as usual, let me go to an example. So let me show you the test case first. Actually this one I got it as a comment, so I don't want to put names out there, but it's a public blogging, so it's accessible to everyone, so I just don't want to put some names, but it came back as a question to me, so I'm just trying to answer that. And please let me know if there are much better ways. If I have missed something, please do let me know in comments. Okay, so the test case is very simple. So you connect to the LOB, okay, lobster database. I don't know, you can just connect to any database. Okay, create large table space, LOB space. This is where our LOB objects will be, the blob objects will be there. And you just want to create a table lobby, ID integer, name, character. Boulders is the column. So because these are like big rocks, which are like stationary, blocking up your space in the table space. So I have named it boulders. Blob column 50 MB. So this is just for demonstration. I don't know, like see, even if it is an employee database, I don't think so. A resume document might be a doc file of maybe 1 MB max. So I don't know. Even if it is an employee photo, it might be what, like 100 kbs, 200 kbs. That's it. So I'm just putting 50 MB just for the demonstration purpose. Okay, in user space 1. So the data will be in user space 1, and the blob object, right? The boulders column will be in LOB space. Okay, so let's look at where we are here. So I'm using some trial edition 11.1.2.2 with fixpack 2a, I guess, and I have already connected to the database test, and let me list the tables. So if it is already available, no, the table is not available, so we have to create the table. So we'll create this table, copy that and come back here, hit enter. So the table got created. Next thing is go to this, like that location. So I want to import the records first, right? So the blob data. So that's what I wanted to do next. So cd to that directory and run the import command, and it is going to take a while. So it's like 50 MB, right? So each record is 50 MB, so it's going to take, I don't know how long, but then we'll have to wait it out. Okay, it's beginning. Hope it will complete in decent time. Otherwise the video is going to be lengthier, so that's my concern. But so it's 7:09 we have started. Let's see when it ends. Okay. Oh, I don't know. As a side tip, what I can say is, see here it is displaying the time, right? So if it is really changing every time, that will be really good, right? So I can know that, like, you know, this command started at this time and it completed at that time, just looking at the terminal, right? You don't need to do the time command and all. I mean, even though the time command is there, it's useful, it's just not a big deal. Like, this is also a cool way to figure it out without giving the time command. Yeah, but then it should change, right? I'm not sure whether it will change. Oh no, it's not changing. So it's 7:11. Okay, it's changing 7:11. So it took about 2 minutes. Okay, that is fine. Okay, that's fine. Any case, so the data got uploaded. Okay, let's go to the test case. So I'll just select the ID and name just to show the things, and list table space show detail, so that I can see how much of space first it has taken. Okay, so there are about 20 records. So 20 records, and you can see that in user space 1 it has taken 160. The high water mark is in 160, and the LOB space you can see high water mark 32,81992. So this high water mark is the one important, like it should come down actually. So if I delete the records, so let's go and do that. So let me delete few records. I'm deleting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 records. I'm deleting, and after that again I'm just taking the show detail command. So let me just do that. Okay, I did that. So you can see that I have run the delete command. Oh, what is that? Some error. Okay, something happened. It did not do it properly. So okay, I think I did not copy it properly then. Okay, so db to delete. Okay, copy that. Okay, there you go, it deleted properly now. Then I'll say list table spaces show detail, and I'll also try to lower the high water mark. Let's see if it does anything. Okay, so I have done the high water mark, lower high water mark, and even before that also you can see the LOB space is still 328192. So it did not lower the high water mark after I just delete it, right? See, if I just simply delete it, it will not lower the high water mark. Okay, and even if you do this command lower high water mark, it still doesn't lower the high water mark, because you can see 328192. For that table space it is still occupied. Even though the records are not there, it should give me some more free pages, right? But it's not, because it is still reserved. Okay, that's the whole idea, that's the whole point actually. So it's still reserved. So what we can do is we can try a reorg. So I'll just copy that. Just reorg, do a typical reorg. See how fast the reorg went, because it didn't do anything much. See, it did not it did not free up anything like that. That reorg really didn't help us. Okay, so after the reorg, I can even again try to do the lower high water mark, right? So let's just do that also. Okay, still the high water mark is staying in the same place. Is not much helping, is not at all helping. Okay, and another thing, if I do a reorg with use temp space and using that long LOB data, if I do like this, it will force the reorg on the long LOB data, but surprisingly it increased the table space. Actually it became double actually, so it still did not reclaim anything for me. Okay, so the only option that I wanted to show you was this truncate table. So we'll do that, and after that we can just, okay, let me do one by one. So let us run the truncate table. Done. Then we can just say list table space show detail. Look at that, 224. How much it became less. LOB space became 224, and this one is like 160. Okay, that's fine. That's the data table space, and this is the LOB table space, and you can see just by running the truncate table how much it has reclaimed. And you can even reduce the container size now, like you can use reduce max like that on the automatic DMS table spaces. So that's the thing, and the same would work if you just do load from dev null. So I just don't want to show that now because of the video becoming lengthy, but it works. So it's there in the test case, you can just do it and figure that out. Okay, so both these options work, and if there are much better options, just do let me know. Okay, so I'll also learn along with you. So so that is the tip that I wanted to provide. And Hope to see you in the next video tutorial. Until then, bye bye. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/db2lewacademy. And that's it. Bye bye. So